Thank you, Mr. President. This is a piece of legislation that I really did not get involved with until about 2 years ago. And I would ask the body, give me about 2 or 3 minutes and explain how I got involved in it. It was last June. It was on a very hot day. I was on the Charleston West Side, and I was volunteering, helping to refurbish some homes and landscaping and so forth. It was on a project that was called Project West Invest. There were some volunteers there that were helping, and they were from a work camp up in Mount Olive. And I was paired up with a young man who was eager to learn. He was very polite and he was very well spoken. With our hands, we were busy working, and our conversation became very, very easy. He shared with me a story about his difficult, violent childhood, absent parents, troubled teenage years, poor choices that he had made as a young adult. And he was very clear about that. The choices that he alone made. As an inmate, he learned social skills, worked in prison, went to church. And it's because of this hard work and good behavior, he was trusted to come out in the community. He was very proud of the trust that he had earned. But his heart was very clear and very troubled. He finally said to me, "Glenn," he said, "I'm afraid." Why was he afraid? He was afraid that he would not be able to get out and find a job to support himself. He wanted what we all take for granted: start a family, have a home, be proud of his place in the world. He asked me with a mix of fear and hope in his eyes, do you think that I will be able to have a normal life?" And as we talked and worked, I tried my best to reassure him without giving him false hope. The trust was I had no real idea of how the world would treat a young African American man with a felon. None of us here do, but in my heart, I was afraid it would not be good. When I started learning more about second chance legislation, he immediately came to my mind. I thought of how much hope this law would give him. Mr. President, we have clearly, very carefully written this law to protect the public. What our state will expect of offenders to deserve this second chance is a lot. This program is for nonviolent offenders only. There must be 5 years of past incarceration before they can be considered for permanent expungement. They cannot have a committed crime against a child. He can't be convicted for driving under the influence or having a conviction of conspiracy to commit a violent crime. They must prove their personal rehabilitation, including treatment, work, behavior that demonstrates commitment. They must notify everyone involved in their arrest and conviction. Those who object can petition the court and hear their case and concerns. As a final protection, expungement may be overturned if that person breaks the law again. It's a high bar we set for second chance. We expect a lot, but when these citizens are successful, our state will gain so much. We too will get a second chance to welcome a productive, grateful, full citizen back into our society. With a little luck, we'll get a second chance to see them build a normal life, find gainful employment, become a part of a stable family, and a thriving community. But most importantly, may we, as this body, give a second chance to see these lives bright with hope for the future. Thank you, Mr. President. I urge passage.